So in this video, I'm going to be talking about some percent application problems. I would recommend that you try to do the problem before you watch me do the solution. So if you want to do that, go ahead and pause the video now for the first question. Okay, so we have an $85 pair of shoes. They're on sale for $50 and we're trying to figure out the percent markdown. Usually we have the original price and the percent markdown and we're trying to figure out the sales price. But we're given the sales price for this one. But I'm going to go ahead and set up the same equation that I would if I knew the percent markdown. So if I knew the percent markdown, I would take the $85 and I would take off whatever that percent was of 85. So I'm taking 85 times whatever that percent is as a decimal. And then that would be equal to the sales price, which we happen to know is $50. Now I can go ahead and solve this as a two-step equation. So I subtract 85 from both sides. I get negative 85 times P is equal to negative 35. And I can divide both sides by 85 to get P is equal to 0.4118. I'm rounding to the fourth digit after the decimal point. And then if I want to write this as a percentage, I would have 41.18% would be my percent markdown. Basically, the pair of shoes is 41.18% off. All right, for the second problem, we have a $20 shirt is being sold on a 30% off rack, and what is the sales price? Well, we're gonna basically go through the same process, except now we have the sales percent off and we're trying to find the sales price. So we take $20, we're gonna remove 30% of $20, which is just 0.3 times 20. And this is going to be equal to our sales price. So we end up having 20 minus 6. And this ends up giving us $14 is going to be our sales price. All right, now we have a $1,000 loan, has a 5% annual percentage rate, that's APR. How much will you pay in interest if you pay the loan back in 2 months? So first we have to deal with converting this 5% APR, which is annual, so that's yearly, into how much would our interest rate be if we paid it back in 2 months. So the basic idea is we know that 2 out of 12 months is basically a sixth of a year. So 2 months is 1/6 of a year. So we're just going to take 1/6 of this 5% APR, which is going to give us 5/6% APR. And you can write 5/6 as a decimal if you like that better. So it's going to be about 0.833% is going to be our interest that's charged after 2 months. So we basically find 0.833% of this $1,000, and that's going to be our interest that's charged after 2 months. So we've got 0.00833 times 1,000. That ends up giving us $8.33. This is going to be the amount interest that we're charged if we pay back that $1,000 loan in 2 months. All right, the next problem, we have that we finance a $20,000 car. We choose the 72-month loan with an 11% APR. We want to figure out how much we will end up spending on the car. And then we're also going to figure out our monthly payments. So I'm just going to kind of jot down some of this information real quick. We have $20,000 is our original amount for the loan. We have a 72-month loan, which is 6 years, right? 72 months. If you take 72 divided by 12, you get 6. And then we know that we have an 11% APR. So this is yearly. This is our annual percentage rate. So it's the same idea as the last one. So the last one we had part of a year. We had a fraction of a year, 2 months. Ended up being a sixth of a year. But now, instead of a part of a year, we have multiple years. We have 6 years. So we're going to take this 6 years and we're going to multiply by this 11% APR, which is going to give us 66%. This is going to be our interest that we pay, the percent interest, on the $20,000 for that 72-month loan. So if we want to figure out how much we end up spending on the car, we're going to find 66% of the $20,000. That's going to be the interest that we spend on the car, and we'll add that to the original $20,000. So, oops. Our total paid is going to be equal to our original $20,000, and then we're going to add on the interest that we end up paying after 72 months or 6 years, which is going to be 66% of $20,000. So we take 20,000 times 0.66 in the calculator, and we end up getting $13,200. And so in total for that car, after all of your payments, you will end up spending $33,200 on that car. That's in total what you're paying. Even though it was originally a $20,000 car, that was the ticket price. If you don't pay it in full and you finance it, you end up spending quite a lot on interest. And then we want to figure out our monthly payments. Well, this is going to be divided up into the 72 months. So our monthly payment is going to be this $33,200 divided up by 72 months. So if we take $33,200 and divide by 72, we end up getting that our monthly payments are going to be about $461.11. So that's what we would be paying for the car per month.